Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakak Wadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone where our land is true from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, it's June. So, those of us that are in the know, we know what month it is, that particular thing that is celebrated, all month long. So I'm just going to go into, a couple things. Then I'm going to bring out some scriptures. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, straight to the point. Now, these are just some trending searches, So one of the searches says target pride. So as we know, Target, they've been facing backlash, because of, the children's clothing, pushing that agenda, Let's go into it a little bit. It says, Target pride backlash exposes rainbow capitalism problem, designer says. And this is from yesterday, May 31st. U.S. retailer Target's decision to remove some alphabet-themed merchandise after customer backlash in its stores highlights the problem with company's rainbow capitalism. And Eric Carnell, a transformer designer whose products were pulled from his stores. Target has sold alphabet-related goods tied to Pride Month for years, but last week the big box chain removed Carnell's products, citing an increase in confrontations between customers and employees and incidents of Pride merchandise being thrown on the floor. This is some conservative news outlets and Republican politicians label Carnell and his designs, which are printed in pens, which are printed on pens, stickers, and t-shirts, satanic, and falsely claimed his products in Target were marketed to children. Now, the news article that I came across the other day, it clearly had babies' clothing pushing that agenda. So, that's a lie. We know that this man is targeting children, to push that agenda. But, this is what the devil does. It's going to read a little bit more, and it says criticism for carrying pride-related products has since begun to dog department store chain Kohl's. Kohl's as well. And it says companies like Target that launch products and campaigns for Pride Month seek to profit from alphabet people, but fail to stand by them when challenges arise, London-based Carnell said in an interview. So, they pretty much want their money, but again, they're not going to help these people because at the end of the day, they know that this particular thing is wrong. They know it's wrong, but they still push it anyway. And then again, just look at what it says, honoring pride, right? I'm going to go to it. Ballroom and beyond, how Google is celebrating pride. Now look at this madness. It's all alphabet themed, just madness. Now, the alphabets, those alphabets were actually trending earlier when I looked, but it's not anymore. As you can see, the trending searches, but, it's not there. But again, this is what's pushed in its land, and this is why America has to be destroyed. So I'm going to entitle this lesson, The Doom of Sodom. So I'm just going to go into, the history of Sodom and Gomorrah, ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, and how it was destroyed, So I'm going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 1. I'm going to read this entire chapter. And it says, the birth of Isaac promise, and it says, and the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him, and he saw them. He ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. It's lucky, every time I have to do a video, not have to, but every time I go to do a video, I have to cough. Still, while I'm over, my cold, but, still, cough bothered me a little bit, but, it's neither here nor there. Verse 3, and it says, and said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away. I pray thee for Slakia from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, so do as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah, and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the heath, Slakia upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf, tender and good, and gave it unto a young man. And he hasted to dress it, and he took butter and milk and the calf, which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. Excuse me, Slakia. And they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. And this is Yahushai, talking to Abraham, pretty much letting him know that he was going to come back as Isaac, Verse 11, and it says, now Abraham and Sarah were old and stricken, were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not, for she was afraid. And he said, nay, thou didst laugh. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him? For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon him Abraham, that which he hath spoken of him. And the Lord said, because of the cry, Slucky, and the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will now, Slucky, I will go down and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have spoken. Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all of the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 45, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it, if I find 30 there. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, O Lord, and he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. So Abraham was pretty much pleading, with the Lord to not destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there be any righteous found. First it was 50, then 45, then 30, then 20, then 10, because there weren't many righteous people in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. There was only one, and that was Lot. Only Lot was delivered from Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot and his 2 daughters. The rest of the people, they were burned because of their sin, as it says. So just wanted to bring that out. I'm gonna do a part 2, tomorrow, Lord willing. And again, as the headline reads, the Doom of Sodom, because again, the same judgment that ancient Sodom and Gomorrah received is the same judgment that America, aka Babylon the Great, is going to receive, but it's going to be way worse, because this entire land is going to be left desolate. No man will ever inhabit this land again after the Lord judges this place. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. I like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till the next time I see you, Shalom.